Hi, I'm Phyllis from southernfrugal.com. This morning I'm going to have to go ahead and freeze some of my Vidalia onions because one of them is sprouting and a couple of them have had some rotten area on them. Now Vidalia just really don't keep as well as regular little yellow onions or even the purple onions. And so I'm going to go ahead and freeze them now. A lot of times people just cut onions up and put them in the freezer. I really don't do mine that way because they just don't last as long. So what I'm going to do is saute them just a little bit, enough to really heat them up and kill the enzymes in them so they don't keep maturing or whatever onions do. And I'm going to divide them out in portions that I would use like in meatloaf or in maybe an omelet or whatever I use onions in. And of course, always whatever I put the onions in that I've frozen needs to be an item that's been cooked or needs to be cooked, because obviously they wouldn't do well on something like a salad. But this way I don't lose the onions. I mean, I pay good money for them. Why would I just let them go bad? So anyway, all right, let's get started. Now I've already given away, whatever, a bunch of the onions. This box was all the way full. And I think I made an onion pie, and I've just used the onions right much. But this is, I had them maybe from a month ago, I guess. So, here's one that's sprouting. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead now. I'm going to use my little Vidalia onion chopper and a large pot, a little bit of Crisco oil, just a teeny little bit really, and of course I'm going to have to keep turning them around to heat them all up. So to start with, I'm going to just peel all of these and then I'll chop them up. So, and then the residue will go in the compost bin. So I just cut both ends off and then just crease that little first layer of onion so that you can easily pull that off. Now I'm going to rinse these off a little bit. So let me do one more. I'm going to cut the top and the bottom off. It's really kind of hard to keep onions. I mean, this is July, so it's kind of hard to keep them. The yellow ones keep a lot better. All right, there you go. Just cut the top and the bottom off. All right, I'm going to get the rest of these done, get them washed and ready to chop, and we'll be back. Okay, I have finished cutting up my onions, and I got a little fruit fly in here. Anyway, I wanted to show you some. Now this is the one that had sprouted. See the inside? That really is not usable. However, you could use the little green sprouts on top. This one has rotted around the edge. See that? But I can use the center of that one because it hadn't sprouted yet. Also, this one's rotten on one side, so I'm going to be able to use really just the inside of this one. This one is probably not really usable because I can already see some rot coming right in there, so we're not going to use that one. This one didn't even get cut in two because I can feel it's soft all the way around, so can't use that one. And this is where my little fruit flies came from. I think I got about 3 in the kitchen here, but anyway, this is not usable either. So we're going to get rid of all of those except the 2 that I can use. So let me turn this down. So what I'm going to do is cut that whole section out and just peel it off so that I got a couple of little usable sections. Same with this one. I'm going to cut down to where there is no rock. Alright, so that's usable. Alright, we're ready to start chopping these up now. I've already washed my others, and I'm going to go wash these 3 little sections here, and we'll be right back. Okay, I have cleaned up all of my onions, and I'm ready to start chopping them up for freezing them. And I am going to use my little Vidalia onion chopper for that. And move that around. Now, I did kill actually 3 fruit flies. The 4th one got away, but if he reappears, he's going to meet his untimely death in a wet paper towel, if I can catch him. Anyway, we're ready to start chopping these now. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn my pot on, and I'll show you that. Big pot here, and I'm going to put a little bit of Crisco oil in it. And I've got it just on medium, because what I want to do is be able to heat up all these onions. That's probably about, I don't know, about 2 or 3 tablespoons of just regular vegetable cooking oil. All right, so I'm going to chop these up in slices, and then just put them in my little Vidalia onion chopper. Alright, we'll be back when I've gotten a lot of these chopped up. Okay, I have just moved my pot to the top burner and taken the oil and just tried to grease up the sides a little bit. And I've got the first group of Vidalia onions chopped. I'm just going to dump those in. Now, while I'm chopping the rest of them, I want to make sure I don't want to cook the onions. I just really want to get them good and hot. I don't even want to get them translucent. They just need to be hot to kill the enzymes in them. So I'm going to finish chopping these and get them all loaded in the pot, and then we'll be back. Alright, we're back, and it's been about 15 minutes, and I have been stirring these, just to continually get them mixed up. Now you'll notice that most of the onions are all the same size, and that's because of that Vidalia onion chopper, which I use for all kinds of stuff. Anyway, thank you, Kim. She's the one that sent that to me. Alright, now, how do you know when they're hot enough? Here's what I do. Real scientific. I just stick my hand down in there. If it's hot, I know, okay? So now, they're not quite translucent, but they're getting ready to get to be translucent. So now I'm ready to start cooling them. And the way I do that is I just sit them in the sink. I'll take this camera over so you can see. I've got a sink full of, back off a little bit, of just regular tap water. And I'm just going to sit them down in here, and every once in a while, like every time I think about it, I'll just come in here and stir them up a little bit. I'm trying to get them cool, and I might even replace my water. But you don't want to put ice or anything like that in them, because that would introduce too much moisture. Alright, when these get cool, I'll show you how I bag them up. Okay, our onions have cooled down to room temperature, and I'm just going to dump a portion of them into on a cookie sheet that's been lined with parchment paper. Now you can put them just straight on the cookie sheet, but they'll come up a lot easier if you put some parchment paper down. Now I'm just going to spread these out. Now I'm going to put these in my freezer that's over the refrigerator because they'll freeze a lot faster. And after they're partially frozen, I'll go in with my fingers and just, mix them all up so that they don't stick together. After they're frozen, I'm going to put them in one of these little earthbound containers, put the lid on it. That way when I want some for meatloaf or whatever, I can just reach my hand in and pull out a handful and I'm good to go. Now they're just before being translucent. So I heated them up to kill the enzymes in them so that they don't spoil, and they will keep for a long time this way. And they don't really lose very much of their flavor in my opinion. Now I had enough to do 2 bags of Vidalia onions for pie. So when I'm making the Vidalia onion pie, all I have to do is put this in the microwave on defrost and just thaw them out in just minutes. And so that part of making the onion pie, the onions are already ready. Alright, so now I want to talk to you about this again. This is one dandy little item. You get, when you order this, you get this one and another little small one. Let me see if I can find that real quick. No, I don't know where it is right now, but you get another little blade that goes in here that chops things even smaller than this. But you can get this, I think they're about $20 on Amazon. And if you will look down below in the description, I'm going to put a link there. It'll be in blue, and if you click on it, it'll take you straight to that page of my website, and you'll see a little icon for the Amazon Vidalia Chop Wizard. And if you just click on that, it'll take you straight to the page on Amazon where you can order that. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put these in the freezer, and go ahead and put my 2 little bags in the freezer also. And I hope you'll try freezing these onions. The Vidalia onions aren't really available all year, and they are a much, much sweeter onion. This was one of the rotten ones, but I'll just show you the comparison. There's a regular yellow onion. This is a Vidalia onion. This one is much, 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 much sweeter than this one. So, and these little onions keep really well, but the Vidalia onions don't keep that well, and I think it's because they're so high in sugar. And, they've just got a very large sugar content. Okay, I hope you'll try freezing the Vidalia onions, and we will see you next time.